Morning, my lovelies. I hope you're all doing well. All the best for the new year. This is the first video for 2021. Um, I am not sure how I feel about the new year yet. I'm not getting excited. I'm not getting nervous. I'm just neutral. I'm just gonna sit back and see what happens, and just kind of go with it, because we learned our lesson last year, didn't we? Sorry if you hear a lot of noise in the background. They are building across the way and they're busy with a cement mixer this morning, so it's really loud. Also, don't judge my dirty t-shirt. I'm wearing a dirty t-shirt for a reason. Today I'm going to be doing some tie-dye. I think I told you before, like in one of my previous videos, I think it was a Shein haul video. Anyway, I think it was then where I said I'm not really like a pajamas wearer. I normally just like sleep in a t-shirt. So I thought, why not make my t-shirt like fun, So I bought this white t-shirt. It's a men's t-shirt, size large, and these white school socks. It's back to school time, so there's a ton of these white socks in the shops now. I got these at Pep, so they were really affordable. And I thought, how cute would it be to have like a matching t-shirt and socks set for bedtime? So I'm gonna do this today. I also have some other white bits and pieces that I thought might be fun to tie-dye tie-dye today, maybe another time. But I bought some dye at Westpac, and I'm going to be doing a little craftsy DIY sesh today. So I thought it might be fun to show you just how easy this is going to be. The idea I have behind it is not to do like those crazy, like swirly, super bright things. I just want like a really subdued, subtle, not really in your face kind of tie-dye. That's the idea. Let's see if that works in practice. Okay, so I'm gonna go down and mix the dye and make something fun. So I'm in the bathroom. We don't want to get anything dirty. I just want to explain to you what the steps are that I'm going to use, so that you can kind of just, move on through everything. I have my fabric dyes here. It is Viva Core. I've only really ever seen these at Westcare and at one of the places that sells fabric. I have used them once. I made something for a friend and I used like a moss green and an olive green, and I thought that the colors were really nice, and quite true to the little example, there we go, that they give on the lid. You can see the sun is making such a glare. Okay, so I have, like you could see, this baby blue, which they call turquoise, and this lilac. I thought very nice, lovely, subtle pastel-y tones for a nighttime pastel ensemble. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I have this big bowl here, which is what I'm going to be using to dye the fabric in. I'll get back to that bowl in a moment, but what's going to happen is you never dye your items dry like this. So I'm going to soak them, wring out most of the water, and then I'm just going to like randomly scrunch the items up, and then you can use either string or elastic bands to hold the whole thing together. I don't think I have either, so I've made little makeshift elastic bands out of old pantyhose. I just cut them and I've got nice little loops. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then normally this makes about 1 liter of color. Let me just see. Yeah, it normally makes about 1 liter, but I don't want to make a whole liter because then it's going to stand and it's going to be wasted. So once again, I'm going to eyeball. So I also bought these at Westpac. They're these little travel containers, and they have those nice little small nozzles inside. So I thought those would give like a precision application. But because it's going to be scrunched the fabric, I want to be able to get like into all the folds and wrinkles and things and place the dye haphazardly where I want it to be. So a very controlled chaos. But that is nice because you can have like a small surface area of dye, or you can like really squish and extend the surface area of the color. So I'm going to mix these into there. And like I said, I'm not going to measure or anything. I'm just going to guess. I'm going to pour a little bit of the dye powder into the bottle and then mix it with some boiling water straight out of the kettle. And that's about it. You know, if I read the instructions, that's really all you need to do is mix the powder with boiling water. They obviously have the measurements, but because we're going to use less, I'm just going to guess. These are the worst lids to try and get off. They are just the pits. So that's probably going to take you the longest of this entire process. They say you must use a little spoon, but oh, this thing is like, they don't want you to use it. Oh, I take my words back. The last time it was so hard. Okay, well there we go, it's open. You can see inside what the dye powder looks like. Oh, it's so pretty. You see the color is really pigmented, and I want it to be a very soft, subtle color, so I might add in a little bit more water to dilute the color even more and have a really nice, soft, subtle tone. Okay, so it's soak the fabric, squeeze out excess water, scrunch it up, tie it. I'm going to place those little scrunched up balls into the bowl just so that when I apply the dye, it is collected in one little spot and it's not splashing all over everywhere. You could use gloves and all of that, but guys, I don't care. I'm just going to wash my hands afterwards. If anything stays over, then I guess it's staying over. Okay, and then what I'm going to do after that is just put everything into a plastic packet, and you're supposed to leave it overnight, but I usually get too impatient. So if I can resist the urge, I'll leave it overnight and let that color like really set in for like 24 hours. If not, I will unfold it tonight and see what it looks like. It has been raining just about every day, so, and usually starting towards late afternoon. So it might be a better idea to just let it stay overnight, because it's not going to be able to dry outside anyway. The last time I made one, I hung it up over the shower, and then because it had been raining and it was so damp outside, I was like, oh, I'm not sure it's going to dry in time. So I just hung it over the fan and let it air dry. Okay, so enough chit-chatting. Let's get to tie-dyeing. So I'm just going to shake up the color a little bit and make sure that all those little granules dissolve. Because this was boiling hot water that went in here, after a bit of a shake, I'm just going to open it up and let that air pressure escape, because we don't want boiling hot dye exploding on us. That won't be fun. Alright, so I've only mixed a little bit of the colors. They look pretty dark in the bottle, but we'll see what they look like on the t-shirt. So let's do that. Okay, so I have my t-shirt and the socks in the bowl, and you can see what I meant by the little nozzle. So it's going to be really easy to get into all the gaps. And I don't have a plan of how, it's hot, of how I'm going to put the dye. I'm really just going to go in and, that's very blue. A bit more blue than I had hoped, to be honest. I wonder if I mustn't dilute. Oh, I'm going to rinse it out a little bit afterwards and see if some of the color comes out. Wow, it's hot. Obviously, Sasha, because it just came out the kettle. Okay. Oh, it's very hot. The socks a little bit. With the socks, I need to really try and get in there because they're rolled up. They're not scrunched. So there's a lot of the sock itself, which is, closed up. So I have to really just try and get in there. I really could have waited a little bit until it cooled down, but I just don't have the patience. I want to get in there. So with the socks, if I need to just peel away one of the layers just to get in there, I'm going to do that, because I don't want it just to be like an outside layer of color, you know what I mean? And then make sure you're looking all around. Like here, there's obviously a very white patch, so let's get in there. Okay. Woo! My hands are burning. Note to self, guys, if you do this, do let the dye cool down a little bit first. All right, then let's get into some of the lilac. Oh, I like that color. That's nice. I like that color. Oh, they go so well together. You can see where they're starting to blend in a little bit. Oh, it's going to be so pretty. So pretty. Yeah, this one, I think I did add a bit more water to this one, so the color is way more subdued. I should have just added more water to the blue to make it a little bit more baby blue, but it's still a lovely color with this purple. Oh, it's lovely. Lovely, lovely. Oh, wow. Now, at the moment, it looks like my whole t-shirt is going to be just covered in dye, but technically, because I've scrunched it up, there's still going to be quite a few white areas. So we are fingers crossed that that is in fact the case. Whew, these burnt fingers. All right, let's get to some of the socks before I run out of purple and lilac. Okay, I haven't quite finished what I want to do on that sock, but I'm running out of purple dye. I mean, obviously I can make some more. I haven't used nearly anything from that container. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to make some more of the lilac, and then I'll finish those off. All right, so I'm just gonna squeeze out the excess dye. There's just so much blue in there, and there it's starting to look a little bit more pastel. Well, definitely on the sock, because the sock is more of a synthetic fabric fiber than the t-shirt, so it's not going to hold on to the intensity of color like the t-shirt will, but still I think just squeezing out some of that color. I'm also just going to rinse the t-shirt so that really any excess dye is going. See, like there, that's the kind of tone, it's not coming up on camera so well, but that's the kind of tone that I was hoping for, that really light. Oh, I'm really liking the shading so far. I know it looks like a wrapped mess at the moment, but you just wait. I see a little gap there that I want filled. You just wait and see. This is going to be amazing. Okay. Now I do have this extra dye. I'm going to try and find a container to put it in because there's nothing wrong with it. But I don't, although it looks primarily blue, I don't want to put it into this bottle because this is actually a mixture of the two colors that we've been using. So it's going to just affect the original color. So I'm going to try and find something to put that dye in. We're going to rinse out our little wrapped bundles and then go ahead and put it in a plastic packet and wait. Done and all wrapped up in their bag. I'm going to go and put them like in a dark place in a cupboard or just underneath a shelf, just somewhere a little bit dark. Doesn't have to be the darkest of dark, but you know, just put them, you know, in a little corner and leave them overnight, preferably. Like if you really can't wait, give it a few hours, you know, decent few hours. But best to leave it overnight because then the color saturation and blending and settling will really be at its best. And I mean, after you've done all that work, you really want the best end product. I got blue hands. I don't care. All right, so I'm gonna go and pop these away and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, it is a new day. I was very patient. I'm so proud of myself. I waited a whole 24 hours. Well, I don't know if it's 24 hours, but I definitely waited overnight for my stuff to set. And we're going to be doing some unwrapping of all the colors. So it's a rainy day today. I'm so happy. I love when a day starts grey and raining. I just feel so snug and cozy and creative actually. So it does mean that I won't be able to hang the stuff outside. It's going to take longer to dry, but I'm going to hang it over the shower or maybe get a fan going and let it dry that way. So let's unwrap and see what we got. I'm super excited. So excited. Guys, these colors. Oh, wow. Wow, it looks really bright on camera. It looks super bright on camera. The blue is not that intense. It is a lot softer. I wonder why it's so bright. Anyway, let's unwrap. This is like, I don't know, remember when you were little and you got to unwrap your Christmas presents in the morning, how excited you were? This is like that times 10 for me because you can see it, but you can't. What's it gonna be? All right, so obviously it's still damp because it was in the bag overnight, so it didn't get any air, it didn't dry at all. But, oh, can I just, where's this thing? I'm so excited. Guys, it's just crazy how excited I am about this to see. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Can you guys see? Look at that. I love it. I love. So it's exactly, in terms of the design, it's what I wanted. It doesn't have those like crazy swirls or, you know, things like that. It is just that like mottled effect. It's so beautiful. Once it dries and I can iron it, we'll have a better idea of what that looks like. It's so cool. Here's the back. Oh, I love it so much. All right, let's have a look what the socks look like. I was a bit concerned about the socks because remember we said that they are not like super cotton. It's more synthetic. So the way that the color takes is different. Oh, it's so cool. Look at that, guys. Oh, I love it. And together, I don't know if I can hold them together. Such a cool combo. Oh my word, let's check the other one. This is so amazing. I love this. Oh man, that is so cool. So there we go. I love that they go together, but they're not exactly the same, you know, so, because obviously it's a handmade thing. Oh wow, I love it. You know, the thing I love about tie-dye is that you can really make something feel personalized and really like your own. Oh, I just want to dye everything. All right, so I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to iron it, and then maybe do a little bit of a put on and show so you can see what it looks like. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, it's gorgeous. Ta-da! Isn't that cool? It's dried completely. I've ironed it so that I can heat set the color, and I'm happy to report that after all of that, the blue is definitely the type of blue that I was hoping for. It's like a more pastel turquoise rather than that bright blue that it seemed it was going to be for a while. So I'm super happy with the color as it turned out, and I'm really liking the fact that it's more subtle. It's not like super in your face. It's got that like dreamy feel, which is perfect for bedtime. And the socks, I hope you guys can see, came out really cool as well. So give it a go, try some tie-dye. It's so fun. It's great to like wait and see what the end product is going to be. I love these like little unexpected design things that happen. I just love this design. It's like mottled, but yeah, I keep saying subtle because that's exactly what I wanted, but I love it. All right, so thanks guys for watching. I do hope you give tie-dye a try. And if you do, post something on Instagram and tag me. I'd love to see. And Amy, shh. And thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate that you took the time to watch this whole video. Go ahead and like and subscribe. I really appreciate it if you did. And until next time, bye.